I had a problem, and that's that I had to do my art coursework, but I had to design my own brief. So I decided to look into games, and I start with game design. So I slid into my friend Doom's DMs and I start drawing them with all their piercings, and I'm like, "You're so emo. I'm gonna draw you as an emo, and I'm gonna give you that little signal the emo shirt, because I'm so chill like that." And they're like, "Oh, that's really cool." So I start drawing them. We're discussing the animals, and we're having so much fun. And I'm dressing this emo up as like his alter ego. By my standards, I made this emo well hard. This emo had tattoos, this emo had piercings, this emo, like, both these drawings had awesome haircuts. And I show them, and you want to know, they said, the hair is all wrong, bro. That's not emo, that's punk. So then I have to change it, and I'm like, oh my god. Okay, and that's all cool. So yeah, bro was the easiest one. Because then was the friend group without me, so I have to draw myself, and I don't like drawing myself, so I draw myself mini, and I'm all chibi, and then I'm like, oh, fine, I'll draw myself human, and I'm like, I'm a sad artist with an Apple Pencil. Is that what you want? Okay, so then I draw myself as a fly. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna draw myself as an animal. Like, I'm gonna make something cool out of this, because I hate, as an artist, I like drawing other people. I hate drawing myself. I despise it, but I really liked giving this fly a ponytail, and I like how I kept it spiked and gave it structure. And then for the arms, like, and the legs, I made them feelers, because these are the hairs the flies used to feel, and they constantly wipe them. And I had all this thought, and like the eyes, and the fly image I used as a reference was just so disgusting. I felt sick by the end of this. Okay, I don't know why I did that. It was self-punishment. So then I start drawing my another friend, and that's Banana, and she didn't like her name, so I called her Kiana. If you ever go to a thrift shop, a charity store, be careful. Be careful, because this woman might be in there. She is an eternal presence with the knitting. She's just everywhere. And she's the one who made the Beastars comment. So I'll never forgive you. And she was like, "What's the lore of your story?" Shut up, I don't know yet. Okay, so I start drawing her, and I love this jumper. I get her to send me pictures of this jumper because I love it so much, and her earrings, because I'm greedy like that. And I slid into her DMs too. Looking at the attributes across the board and seeing how I never let these people have any input on what animal I'm gonna make them, I decided, my prerogative as the artist, I can do what I want. She's a kiwi bird. They're an endangered species. They're round, they're fluffy, they're soft, they're cute, and they can't fly. So that's what you are. And I thought it was so cute. I started drawing like all this knitting around her. She likes to fidget. She's got all these toys, and she likes to mess around with things. So I thought this was so cute. I'm just such a nice friend. For the record, Perry the Parrot is there to protect my friend's information, just in case I put any pictures or, names in that are actual names. So, yeah, Perry the Parrot's there. And on that note, let me tell you what Kiana, because that's her name now, said. She said, my story doesn't have any lore, and that I can't use her and, like, real people. That's why you're Kiana now. I can't use you. I might as well just use Kiana. So I start drawing my next friend. I slide into her DMs, and now no one can ever call me friendless again, because look how many I have. I am so tired. I talk to all of them. I'm not going to talk again for years. For years and on now. Like, I have talked to so many people, and I draw her in her traditional cultural wear, because I was like, oh, what do you want to be drawn as? And then she sent me her in all these beautiful dresses that you can't see, and it was so fun. And you will never know. And then this friend, she's super wholesome, so I want to draw her as a bee. She really likes bunnies. I know she wants to be drawn as a bunny, but then I'm like, what does that symbolize in my art project? So then I'm like, we live local to Manchester. You can be the Manchester bee. Thank you, Andy Burnham. So here we go. You're the beneficent bee, and you symbolize unity within the community, and you're so amazing. I'm so proud of you for being a symbol of community. Okay, next one. At this moment, I realize I have way too many friends, and I've decided to close submissions. Okay, I'm calm now. This is my friend. She is an art student. She loves to draw. She loves to paint. She's so arty. So I draw her all artsy fartsy, and she loves to dye her hair. And I'm like, okay, you can choose how many colors you want. And then she sends me a picture of loads and loads and loads and loads of different hair colors, and I'm like, thank you. Okay, That's going to be so hard to animate if I do put it in my game project that I completely forgot about. I've just gone off on a tangent drawing. I drew you a really nice corset. I think it's funny because literally called a witch in passing for that fashion, but that led me to think, you're going to be a bush baby, because she has this look in her eyes whenever she eats popcorn. Like, when I tell you, they are addicted to popcorn. I mean, they eat it all the time. They go into the cinema not to go to watch a movie. They go in for the popcorn. With the inflated prices, they are willing to make that sacrifice. So I draw them hugging this popcorn with that look on their face. And then I've also got them with their fandom thing because they're a serial rewatcher, and that's literally them. I've dyed their ears as well because I think that's just them. When I put Do Not Touch and She-Ra together and Serial Rewatcher in the desk, I absolutely mean it. They will sit on the couch days on end. I'm convinced if you didn't take it off them, if Netflix wasn't confiscating She-Ra, they would have watched it 100 times over. They know the voice lines, okay? I am not exaggerating. And, at this point, am I done? No. I've got the next one because I'm so popular, and at this point I might as well open a kiosk and offer free art. Come here, but this one I really like drawing the t-shirt. I got them to send the t-shirt because I like this, and I was like, yo, you're so emo, and I didn't say that, and I'm just tired at this point. I'm like, here we go, boom boom bop bop pow wow, and then I draw them as an octopus because it's my prerogative and I can choose what I want to do. So I think, wow, I'm gonna give you sneakers because my art teacher had been complaining. They were like, you keep on cutting the feet off these drawings. I'm like, okay, this octopus is about to be 100% foot, 100% feet, and they've got little headphones because of that music, but at the same time, I'm just showing off the feet. I'm like, look at these Converse sneaker things. I'm so good. I'm designing these characters, and I've got all these friends. I've got all these alternate designs, and I'm like, oh, what am I actually gonna do? Because maybe Kiana was a little bit right, but she's never actually right. She's just stupid. But maybe she was a little bit right with the fact I hadn't really thought about law. So my project brief was that I was gonna focus on social issues and representing neurodivergence. But I was like, I'll think about the law and I'll do it off real life interactions. But then it's like, oh, I'll do that in the next video. Okay, so I've got a month now. I've got a month to speed run making my law and animating a promotion video for my game page that's not actually being made. By the way, here's the big mistake people keep on making. Everyone keeps on going, I'm so excited to play your game. I'm not making it. It's not a real game. Stop it. You cannot play my game. 10 people have asked me this. Retrospectively, that also might be my fault because I keep on referring it to it as like my game. So when I tell people my game, they expect a game, but there's no game. It's just a pitch for my art coursework. So here I decided to draw my brother because my parents are like, oh, it would be so funny if you drew him. I was like, haha, no. And then he said, I don't want to be drawn. I was like, that's it, I'm drawing you. And then I crept up on him, I took a picture. He was like, what do you want? Because he's a teenager and he sat there on his PC gaming setup and on his gaming chair, and he's on Roblox because he's a coder. And I'm like, as your sister, I'm gonna draw you as accurately as I can and put it on the internet. Thank you. And then I'm also decide, with my prerogative, to draw him as a sloth on the tech tree because he loves his technology. So here I'm drawing him as like on the technology tree, and I draw him super cute because I'm like, oh, he is cute. Like, he's got a baby face, but at the same time, he's a gamer. And I make the tech tree look like a remote controller. So I'm like, I'm so clever. And I call it Slow Bro because he's like slow-mo, but he's my slow bro because he's my brother. And my favorite part of this design was definitely the wig I gave him. I really like how it made it look like my actual brother. And then I like doing the vines and everything, and how I've got him dangling and quite dynamic along the screen, and how I've got the wires spread out. So at the end I was like, oh, so I've done the character designs, but I've still got a month left of my coursework. So I've got to make a promotional video as well as some storyboards. So stay tuned if you want to see that, subscribe, and wait for part 2.